What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to the 4 for 4 Philly Fan Podcast, your home to all five Philadelphia sports teams news, game recaps, and everything of the above. Phillies, Eagles, Sixers, Flyers, and the Philadelphia Union I cover here on the 4 for 4 Philly Fan Podcast. So if you are new and you like one of these five teams, or if you like the sport that they play in, make sure to leave a like, comment, and make sure to subscribe to the channel. Trying to grow this out, trying to make this one of the best places to be on YouTube day in and day out. Vlogs coming to the channel, some merch. We're going to be doing it up here in 2021. But, if you are new, make sure to subscribe to the channel. It definitely does help a lot. But I'm here to be talking about a topic that has been the number one topic in football for like the last couple months, especially here in Philadelphia, Jersey, Delaware. Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz is probably now going to get traded, unfortunately, from the Eagles. There's a couple teams that want him. There's been teams that have aggressively been trying to pursue Carson Wentz in a trade. Per Tim McManus, Ian Rappaport, Adam Schefter, guys like that. The top dogs for Philly and for, the NFL itself. To me personally, I hate this. I hate everything about it. I've hated it from the minute we drafted Jalen Hurts. I knew there was going to be quarterback controversy. There always is with Carson Wentz. Philadelphia has pretty much treated this guy like garbage for the last year. And Carson didn't play the greatest season last year. We know that. But when you really look at it, when you look at his team, when you look at Doug Peterson, how can you succeed in an offense like that? How can you succeed with a team like that? It is so hard to do. And, unfortunately, Carson Wentz is the starting quarterback, so he's going to get a lot of the blame. He's going to get a lot of the hate, especially, going back to 2017. 3 years ago, yesterday, the Eagles won the Super Bowl. And it's been pretty much ever since that day that people have really started to hate Carson Wentz because Nick Foles won, and then, he was playing through an injury in 2018. Nick Foles steps in again and plays well in the playoffs. Then last season, not this past season, but 2019 season, Carson Wentz leads us to a division title, and, he breaks records. He's a 4,000-yard passer with no receivers having over 500 yards. And, we kind of took that for granted just mainly on the fact that he got injured during the playoffs off a cheap shot from Jadeveon Clowney. And then last year was just abysmal. He was benched with the last 4 weeks of the season. Jalen Hurts comes in, wins his first game against Taysom Hill and the Saints. And then, Carson doesn't start the rest of the year. Doug Peterson gets fired. Pretty much everything that we already know. Nick Sirianni's hired. But the fact that Carson Wentz is now getting traded from the Eagles, most likely, it's just so annoying. It makes me so mad that we, as Eagles fans, have really, disrespected this guy enough to say, I do not want to play for this city anymore. And, some people might say it's soft. Some people might say this. Some people might say that. To me personally, if I was a player in Carson Wentz's position, the only thing he ever got from this city was a contract. They never gave him any help. And the one season that they did give him a little help, they won the Super Bowl. So when you really look at it like that, it makes it, we have done nothing but draft terrible players since 2017. You draft Dillard, who's okay, I guess. You draft J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, who's an absolute bum. Jalen Reagor, it's a little bit too early to tell where he is going to be at in his career, if he's going to be good, if he's going to not be good. But you still passed on Justin Jefferson, the number one receiver in a prolific offense in college football with Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Guys that had a team that had like 5 or 6 or 7 number one draft picks on that team. And, you pass on him for a guy from TCU who didn't have a starting quarterback, go back-to-back seasons in his 4 years there. But it's pretty much come down to the fact that Carson Wentz is going to get traded. And I don't know what is the value of Carson. I don't know what teams value him as. Do I think we get a first round pick out of this? I don't know. I think it might actually have to take Carson Wentz and something else to get a first round pick from this. Now, there's a couple teams that I do think that Carson Wentz could go to. I think the Raiders, I think the Broncos, I think the Steelers, the Niners, the Colts. There's a couple teams out there that could really, use Carson Wentz right. And, it does suck. I think Carson Wentz is still a very good quarterback in this league. I just think he had a terrible season last year, but the whole team did. We were 4-11-1. That's not going to win you any games. That's not going to do anything. The team itself was terrible, and they blamed it all on Carson. And, Doug Peterson being fired, I guess they thought that was going to make Carson want to stay a little bit, but, it seems like he has his mind set on wanting to play somewhere else other than the Eagles, and it does suck. I'm a Carson Wentz supporter. I've always supported Carson Wentz through his tenure here in Philadelphia. He was the MVP of football in 2017. I don't really care what anybody says. He deserved it. Not Tom Brady, not Todd Gurley. It was Carson Wentz. Through 13 games of the NFL season, he was the best quarterback in the NFL, best player in the NFL, and it wasn't even that close. It's really just so annoying that the Eagles and the Eagles fans have really pushed this guy to the brink of not wanting to play for us anymore. You put a big market into him, and you go out and you draft Jalen Hurts second round. That's terrible. That's terrible management. That's terrible ownership. It's a joke. And if I'm Carson Wentz, I would hate playing next to Jalen Hurts because he shouldn't be on this team. I don't care that Jalen Hurts played good one game. It's Jalen Hurts, guys. Let's be real here. He's a good quarterback, but you don't draft Jalen Hurts second round when you need other things. You could have avoided every single little bit of drama this season has occurred if you just drafted somebody else other than a quarterback. But no, Howie Roseman just thought it was such a great idea because he's such a great drafter to draft Jalen Hurts instead of a guy like Jeremy Chin or Denzel Mims or whoever it was. It doesn't even matter. You drafted Jalen Hurts, of all people, just to make quarterback controversy. Like, what is the point of that? And the stupid smiles on Doug Peterson's and Howie Roseman's face when they drafted him just makes me sick to my stomach. I can't stand Howie. I'm happy that Doug Peterson is gone. He was a terrible coach to begin with. I don't care that he won a Super Bowl. He was not a good coach these last couple years. And, there's a reason why he still doesn't have a job in the NFL after him being fired. It's a joke, guys. I mean, I know it's not everybody that thinks Carson Wentz is a bum and that he stinks. He had a bad year. But the whole team had a terrible, horrific year that was unlike any other. We just won the Super Bowl 3 years ago, and you're already 4-11-1. That does not happen with just the quarterback. It doesn't. The whole team is not good. And the reasoning for that is because they bring back guys like Corey Clement and Vinny Curry and Malik Jackson and stupid Alshon Jeffrey. Like, you're bringing back guys from that Super Bowl team for no reason. You're just making controversy. You're bringing back guys into the locker room that don't like this, that don't like that start drama here, that start drama there. It doesn't matter. This team is a mess right now, and they're not going to get any better if they decide, depending on the trade. If they don't get at least a second-round pick from this trade, then it's just a waste. To me, personally, I don't know. I think Carson Wentz, could go for a first. I think, an Ertz and Wentz trade package could be available for some teams. I just don't know. It's just, to me personally, it is upsetting that Carson Wentz is going to get traded. I like the guy. I think he's a good football player. But, other fans just don't. And I guess he just doesn't want to play here anymore. I don't know what else to really say. It's pretty. It's that simple. But with that being said, thank you all so much for tuning in to the 4 for 4 Philly Fan Podcast. Sorry for this little rant at the end, like 2 minutes or so. But, it needs to be said. This team is a joke right now. They're going to stay at the bottom depending on how they do this draft. If they mess it up again, I can't even imagine messing up the sixth overall pick. But I'm sure it might. I'm sure it would happen because that's just such an Eagles thing to do come draft night. This team makes me sick sometimes. It really does. But with that being said, again, thank you all so much for tuning in to the 4 for 4 Philly Fan Podcast. Thank you all so much. Like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you are new. And I am out. Peace.